Hey guys, it's me again. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded a video, but I am back again. This video is going to be to try and help people educate themselves before they start breeding their dogs. There's some things that you need to think about. Things that you need to consider before breeding your dogs. Now, let me get this straight before I get started on this video. I'm by no means an expert. I'm just a sponge that soaks up knowledge from other experts. I do my research and I learn from experience. So that being said, this video is to cover only the basics that you need to know before you breed your dog. The video does not cover the things that you need to know to properly care for the mother dog during pregnancy, or what is required for the mother and puppies once the puppies arrive. I will upload videos for that soon if I can find the time. Alright, first off, examine your motive. Are you doing it to make money, enhance the breed, or get a junior from your family dog? All of these motives are okay, but if you are in it for the money, please do it right. There are so many puppies out there whose breeders didn't do it right. Puppies are rescued from the puppy mills, and puppies with terrible genetic issues like hip dysplasia, vision problems, and even blind and deaf puppies because the breeders crossed two particular color genes. There are so many things that can go wrong, so before breeding any dog for any reason, just educate yourself. There are lots of little four-legged lives out there that depend on your knowledge of the breed and the health of the parents before you breed. Alright, secondly, make sure that there is a market for the puppies. Will you be able to find great forever homes for them, or will you be breeding mutts or a certain breed that people don't care for? When I bred my Australian Shepherds, I made sure that there were people out there who wanted to buy them before I ever even bred my two dogs. There was people from Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, and the coast who was coming up to get the puppies. So even though there wasn't local buyers, there were buyers out there who wanted this breed and would come far and wide to get them. So, just make sure that there are buyers out there and good homes, not just buyers, good homes. To make sure that I got good homes for them, I also only advertised on certain websites. I did not use Craigslist or the Awana. Please don't put them on there. Try to do your advertising through word of mouth or on websites where your puppies only pop up if the searcher, when they search, they only pop up in a search when the searcher types in your specific breed of dog. Then at least that means that they know a little bit about the breed that they're searching for, and they're not just typing in dog names. Anyways, you also need to keep in mind that if your puppies are high energy breeds such as Border Collies, Australian Shepherds, Jack Russell Terriers, and so on, you need to make sure that they get active owners who are very aware that those puppies can develop bad habits such as chewing, lack of house training, digging everywhere, digging more, or jumping up. If they don't get enough if they don't get enough exercise, you don't want to sell a puppy and 1 year later they haven't been able to tame it and they bring it back to you. Now you have a crazy hyper 1-year-old dog with no manners, bad habits and you have to find a new home for it. It's bad for your breeding business, and it's bad for the dog who has to go through such an ordeal because he or she's an active dog. It's just not fair to him. So just make sure that when you are finding homes for your dogs, make sure that the owners know the temperament of the dog that they're getting. Try to match up the puppies with the right owner, that kind of thing. So another reason to make sure that there's a market out there for your puppies. Now that I have the future of the puppies in place, think about the kind of puppies the cross will result in. If the parents of the puppies are both exceptionally smart, the puppies will be also, and maybe even twice as smart if you're lucky. If the parents are shy and scared and, bolt and jump around, the puppies are going to be scared and shy and bolt around also. And they may even end up twice as bad as their parents, to the point that they might bite somebody because they're so scared about something. So anyways, make sure the personalities of the parents match up well. Also, like I said before, research your breed. If in the world of Australian Shepherds, as well as other breeds, there are color patterns called merle. And basically it's a basic black or brown color that has been overlaid with a certain color gene, causing it to appear mottled. If this gene is crossed with a dog who also has the gene, it almost always results in blind and deaf puppies. or they also call them lethal whites or some other names. Now this is where it becomes really important that you know the background of your dogs, whether they're registered or not. If one of your dogs is the puppy of, and I'm not sure if it goes the same way for a grand puppy, but if one of your dogs is the puppy of 2 Merle parents, it may still be a solid normal looking dog and carry that Merle gene. This is bad. If this dog, who appears normal on the outside, carries that gene and is bred to another Merle dog, big trouble can result. So yes, please know your dogs, your breed, and keep in mind the end product of the cross that you have in mind. Moving on to the parents. Your parent dogs, of course, need to be free from health issues and up to date on vaccinations. I can't stress that enough. It's very important that the mother dog is up to date as close to breeding day as possible, because for the next 4 months while she's pregnant or even nursing, there are lots of vaccinations and supplements that she cannot have. Make sure she's made that get to everything done trip to the vet recently. There's a lot of supplements that she cannot have, and things that you would think would benefit her are going to have the opposite reaction because of the way her body is storing up calcium and nutrients and things while she's carrying puppies. You may think you're benefiting her, for what you're really doing is setting her up for eclampsia after she has puppies. So just do your research, make sure she's got the vaccinations and supplements that she needs beforehand. Moving on, skin conditions, dock tails, hip dysplasia, even unseen hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, back problems, undesirable personality traits, undesirable hair texture for those water dogs. Eye color and hair color can all be passed along to the puppies, and most definitely will be if you have a decent sized litter. Get your dog's hips and elbows x-rayed before breeding. Although dysplasia can show up in any dog, it is hereditary most of the time and will be passed on to the puppies. Let me share one of my experiences. When I first started out, I made a major mistake. Now listen to my mistake and please don't make the same one. I took my dog to the vet at 6 months of age to have her hips x-rayed. The plan was to get her fixed so that she wouldn't have to go through heat cycles if she had bad hips. But if she had great hips, I might actually breed her when she got older. Now, at the time, I thought I was being a real responsible breeder, but a responsible breeder would have read up on things first. Here's where I went wrong. Hold on one second. Alright, sorry about that. My cat was trying to spam my video. She was going meow right in the speaker, so I had to throw her out. She didn't appreciate it, but let me continue. So yeah, I thought I was being a very responsible breeder. I was getting her hips checked out. And anyways, a responsible breeder would have read up on things first. So here's where it went wrong. I had a very bad veterinarian. Although they did a good job, they did not educate their clients like a veterinarian should. Anyways, she didn't educate me while I was there, but rather took advantage of my ignorance as well as my money. She took the x-rays and showed them to me, and my dog's hips were perfect. The vet said that they were very good hips for an Australian Shepherd. So she sent me home with a great report, and fast forward 2 years later, I take my dog into a different vet that I had come to like better. She had been acting weird since her last litter of puppies, and she'd been randomly whining, legs buckling if she jumped up, refusing to listen, didn't want to go up and down the stairs anymore when I went to my room. She just didn't listen like the perfect dog she usually was. So I didn't know exactly what was wrong, so I took her in, and the vet immediately x-rayed her hips and proved that she has moderate case of hip dysplasia. I said, but that's not possible. I had her x-rayed. Okay, that just proved my ignorance. My awesome vet proceeded to tell me that you cannot clear a dog for hip dysplasia until the dog is 2 years old. In fact, most health tests done for breeding can only be done when the dog reaches 2 years of age. Thankfully, it seems like this hip dysplasia showed up as a result from carrying a belly full of puppies up and down the stairs in our home. If my crazy girl didn't follow me around everywhere that I went, she might still be okay today, but to make a long story short, I now have her on joint chews and she is doing excellent, and all the symptoms are gone. So now please learn from my mistake and protect your puppies from breeder ignorance. Okay, let's see. We've covered health, genetics, future homes for the puppies, the reason for breeding. Now ask yourself if you have the facilities for having a pregnant dog around the place. Some good questions might be, is it safe for the mother dog to be left alone? Are there things that she can eat or chew that would be harmful to the puppies that she's growing? Also, once the puppies start arriving, does the mother dog have a safe place away from people, traffic, loud noises, or wild animals to have her babies comfortably and peacefully? And a lot of people don't realize the TV is a loud noise. Even the dogs that become used to it, when they get nervous, that's just going to escalate things. So put her in a room where the TV is not. If the puppies are born indoors, you need lots of old blankets or newspapers and a waterproof surface. I used a kiddie pool for my dog because she produced a large amount of mess when she had puppies. She dug at the papers and the blankets, and the birthing process was super messy. I wouldn't recommend using a kiddie pool as a whelping box. I know all my videos have kiddie pool as a whelping box, but you don't need to use that until you know the mother's ability to care for her puppies. Even then, it's not safe because the mothers can easily lie on a puppy and suffocate it when there's not a pig rail around the bottom of the when there's not a pig rail around the bottom of the box for the puppies to get under. However, I have seen people that use pool noodles tacked onto the sides of a plastic kiddie pool, and that seems to work okay. But the best thing you can have is a genuine wooden whelping box with vinyl flooring and lots of newspapers, because the puppies tend to crawl into the folds of the blanket and get lost or sat on. Now, when the puppies get older, excuse me. When the puppies get older, if you have large breed puppies, ask yourself if you have room in the house for them. I mean, you may have room for the mother to have puppies in the house, but are you going to have room for 12 large breed puppies running around in your kitchen? I kind of doubt it unless you have a really nice house. Anyways, if they go outside, you might need a heater depending on the age or the time of year. Keep that in mind. Especially cleaning up after large breed puppies is very messy, stinky, and a continuous process, and if you don't do it right, you can damage the ability to house train the puppies at a young age. The best thing you can do is get them outside as soon as possible so that they have the option to get out of their... See, what I did is I put the puppies outside in a doghouse. And once the puppies were up and on 4 feet, they were able to get out of the doghouse, do their business, and go back in the doghouse. I think for the next 4 weeks that they were out there, I didn't have one accident in the doghouse. Everybody got out of the doghouse and did their business and went back in. So that is something to think about, is the fact that if you keep them in a small cage and fail to clean it out like you should, they will have trouble being house trained as young as you'd like them to be house trained. At least it's a very good possibility. Okay, and one more thing before I forget. A big part of preparing to breed your dog is knowing when to breed the female. When is she ready, and how long will she be pregnant? Now, every dog is different. The following are just estimations, but female dogs come into heat between 1 and 3 times a year, depending on the dog. But average time between heat cycles is about 6 months for most dogs. So if you can probably safely plan to have two chances per year to get her pregnant. So like every 6 months. The first sign that she is coming into heat will be a slight puffiness of her vagina. Soon she should start bleeding, and then you can take a white cloth or toilet paper or something and wipe her bottom once a day to check the darkness of the discharge. Now is not when you breed her, although that's probably what you're thinking, but most dogs will bleed for up to 14 days before they slack off. The scent brings in male dogs from far and wide, so please keep her locked up safely. Most female dogs will refuse to be bred during this time and will have quite the temper if the male dog tries to mount her. After the initial time she spends bleeding, the color of the discharge will lighten up to a pink, straw-colored color or almost clear. Now is when you breed. Some dogs completely quit bleeding before they allow male dogs to mount, but that's okay. Just get her in there and see if she's ready. She'll know if she's ready. They have an instinct. Once she accepts the male for the first time, it's safe to breed her once a day until she loses interest in the male and starts getting grumpy with him again. Now, I'm not going to go into specifics of how the tie in dog breeding works, but I'm pretty sure you can do your own research. Both dogs need to be supervised during breeding and not left alone, especially if it's their first time for either one of them, because injuries can be caused to either one of the dogs if they are confused and try to get away during the tie. Once the breeding process is over, well, it might be a week, I don't know, it depends on the dog. The puppy should arrive around 63 days from the first day that they were bred. This number can vary greatly, trust me. I've seen them go as early as 54 days and as long as 72 days from the last day bred. So my advice is to get read up on the signs of labor and get yourself educated. That's the best thing you can do. Now, I can't think of anything else to share with you concerning the things that you need to know before breeding your dog. We've covered most of the basics, and like I said, this is the basics. This is not everything you need to know, and it's not done by a professional. It's just done by somebody who likes to read. There is so much more to actually taking care of the puppies themselves. If your dog is already pregnant, start researching the signs of labor, the temperature of the room that the puppies are going to need, specific food routines and supplements that you should or should not give your dog, etc. For instance, some foods, flea and tick treatments, and vaccinations are very harmful for the mother dogs when they're pregnant, as well as the puppies. There is so much to learn. I will try to create some more videos for you guys, but if you have any questions now, just ask them below and I'll do my best to answer them promptly. If you have any desire to see more videos or specific videos, just let me know and I'll do my best to upload them.